Got Frank Grillo in the house, and got a lot of things I want to talk
live
about.
Crowd in here. Live crowd.
Live crowd. Freaking out.
Benny and the Jets.
Guys, stop singing Benny and the Jets randomly. Benny and the Jets. Frank looks at me. He comes out, and I go to pick him up, and he goes like this. He goes, "Fuck!" And I go, "What? What's wrong?" I thought something was wrong. And he goes, and he had his sunglasses on. And he's looking in the garage at his garage door like it's a mirror, and he goes, I look like I'm a guy who models sunglasses, tight T-shirts, and torn jeans. Now let's get out of here.
Let's go, man.
I was like, holy shit.
No,
how old are you, Frank?
I'm 43. Really,
you do look good, though, bro.
Thank you. Really, what I was saying to myself, that's another language that covers up the real language, is I look in the mirror and go, I hate your guts. I want to smash your head in the ground.
But you're
that's
using
what drives
jokes, so it...
You know,
and that's what drives you.
Welcome to the party, sir.
It's a feathered pillow. That's all it is. Just I don't hurt myself.
In a way, like your career has never been better.
Oh, nonsense.
Where a lot of people started their careers earlier.
It has been better.
That's not true, Frank.
No, it's fine. It is what it is.
We got an action.
I've only known Frank since he's been killing it. About 4 years now. He's been killing it ever since I've known it. So I don't know the other Frank.
Yeah. Well, he was always
now
working.
It's like 6 years, 7 years.
Now he's producing movies too. So it's a whole different stratosphere.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Congratulations.
I know what I'm doing.
You got more tattoos now.
I do got more tattoos. Yeah. It's midlife crisis.
Was that? I hear you.
No, you got it in Thailand.
No, I got them on the show.
All of them in Thailand?
No. I got these two in Thailand. This one in Thailand before the show, way before, and these were in China. And
the show being FightWorld.
Let's go FightWorld. Yeah, it's on Netflix now. It's streaming, and it's surprisingly, because I'm used to things falling into shit. People have responded very, very positively.
It's good. You know me. I'm a hater when it comes to fight stuff. And I text you. I was in Utah. And I was, my brother and I were watching Netflix. I was like, I got to check out fucking Fight World, man. Frank's on it. I usually stay away from fight stuff.
Yeah.
And it was damn good, man.
Oh, thanks,
it's
brother.
so good.
What's his name who wrote and directed who basically directed and edited? And
well, he
Patrick?
Pat McKinley, who is a very famous A-list editor, and then came to work on Kingdom, the TV show that we did. And then he directed the last couple of episodes, which I thought were two of the best episodes.
Yep. The Israel, when you went to Israel?
Yep.
And Senegal?
No, he directed the last episodes of Kingdom.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And so we came to Pat and I said, I want you to direct this. I don't know what it's going to be, but here's the premise. And we had an outline, and we found storylines. We had great producers who found storylines. And then we'd follow each storyline, and then one would always surface as being the A storyline, like any documentary.
There's something's going to come.
Something's going to happen.
The lead,
and you kind of like let it dictate what it wants to be. You don't try to force the narrative,
right?
And it's honest, And I kind of take unlike Bourdain, which is kind of the genesis of the idea. I step back. I don't want to take the spotlight away from these people who, the reason why I'm there is because I have such respect for them. And they kind of tell their own stories. So it turned out, I'm telling you.
It's really good.
I appreciate that. And I wish I could say I was responsible for how it came out but it came out better than what my idea was.
Yeah, but your idea is what led to this. It led to your passion for...
Yeah, because you were such a Bourdain freak.
Yeah, that's why this thing works.
It is.
Like if they would have sent some asshole who doesn't know fighting, it wouldn't work.
Yeah, I have such an incredible... deep-rooted respect for people who fight. I really do, in any capacity. So that
play that trailer, Chin.
So good.
It is so damn good.
The way it's shot.
Fighting for what you believe in is true.
The kid looked like he got stung by all the bees.
That instinct to fight, to survive, to protect. But this isn't a show about fighting. This is a show about people who fight. I'm Frank Grillo. I'm an actor and a lifelong fight enthusiast.
This is like folklore to me. I can't tell you how much respect I have for you.
เราเหมือนแบบมาชกกันแล้วเราไม่ได้เหมือนต้องการจะฆ่ากันเราไม่ต้องการที่จะมาเอาชนะเขา
The wrestler is supposed to defend the honor, pride, and dignity of his community.
That represents freedom.
It really gives you an appreciation for what these real professionals go through.
We use martial arts as a platform for bringing different minority groups together.
These kids found each other for this.
I think that fighting, everything becomes so clear. Everybody bleeds the same. Everybody sweats the same. everyone who fights has to have a reason why. And I think that in the end, most reasons are the same.
And I'll say this: it's not a show about, yes, obviously fighting's the narrative there. It's a show about people.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's more about people. And I always like with the UFC, whenever I have issues with fighters not getting marketed and stuff like that, or getting the proper recognition they should, it's because I know their stories.
Right.
Like if you guys would just tell their story,
Why don't they
like
do
there's
that?
a million
Why don't they
fighters.
do that?
Oh my
We'll
God,
get
that's
to
why
that, but
24/7
There's a million fighters out there, and everyone's fighting for the same reason, glory and sacrifice, and they come from nothing, and
Right.
there's all that.
Right.
Everyone's story is that.
Right.
But there's too many to choose from. But if you can relate to one person's story and you get the insight that they're fighting for their son, or
Right.
they come from this background, it goes so much further.
I know. That's-
It's so
and
much,
that's what it-
and that's what you do here
Yeah.
with these guys.
And listen, I was in pretty, oppressive poverty. It's, Senegal. There's parts of Senegal though. It's sickening how poor they are.
That's where real fighting comes from.
Yeah. And
And
yet-
Tepito in Mexico.
and they're all smiling for some reason. They're all having a good time.
Yeah.
But here in Thailand, I was in the jungles of Thailand. I mean, these kids were eating a bowl of rice a day, and they were training 7 hours a
And
day.
how old were those kids?
Now, they were like 12, 13, 14 years old. That kid with the black and blue face has 14 years old. He fought 2 weeks earlier, and he still had that kind of damage. You know why? They don't have refrigeration. You know what that means? They don't have ice.
No ice.
Oh fuck!
So I went to give him ice, and he was like, because the others were looking at him. Everybody's looking at him like, ice? Wait, what?
Jesus, man.
I never thought of that.
Yeah, they don't have ice.
They don't have ice, so there's inflammation. And those kids have hundreds of fights.
Oh,
by the time they're
24, yeah.
17,
Oh, yeah.
18?
The other kid who I was following, who was 16, I think he had 158 fights.
The Thai kid.
Yeah.
That's how
So
they do
nuts.
it.
Yeah.
Frank, my problem would be is like one time I did this this tour at a sick kids children hospital, and I wanted to I'm like, dude, I'll buy him whatever he wants.
Right,
I felt like I was like, dude, what toys does he want?
yeah.
Did you feel when you're with them like, hey man,
Well, you talk about
I'll fly
that.
you guys to LA, like
Yeah,
I'll put you up.
I'll
like,
give you
You
new
have kids.
equipment.
You have kids
Yeah.
the age of these. A lot of
I
these
do,
fighters.
but you know what? And it's a very American thing to I want to fix it.
Yeah.
But sometimes it causes more problems than you think. To kind of start to give, because then they're going to give the equipment to somebody, and not everybody's going to get it, and it creates a problem internally for them.
Fuck up the ecosystem.
It does. It kind of does.
Which is what we do in the Middle East and
Right.
war and stuff.
Right.
Right.
You
Like
got-
they have a structure, and then we come and go, we do it like this. We'll help
Right.
here. I'm like, no.
Right.
Whoa.
What
we're doing now
one
works.
example of that an old example was my aunt and uncle spent a lot of time in Africa, and my uncle's a botanist, and so he spent a great deal of time creating crops that were more nutritious,
Right.
And figuring out ways to till the soil and get more and stuff, blah blah blah. But also, my aunt was part of a project that was built digging wells, so that the women didn't have to go down to the river and go walk the 2 miles
Which
or the
was
3
forever,
miles and
yeah.
stuff. But also, crocodiles, all kinds of issues. So they said, let's dig wells. What was very interesting is that when they dug the wells, and they had these Western companies come in and do the high-tech wells, and nobody had to go down to the river anymore. What they didn't foresee was that when on the walk and at the river was where the women bonded, gossiped,
Had their social time.
social time.
They were women.
And it was part of the fabric of that society. And that destroyed the fabric and completely
They have no release. You're right, B.
And it threw. So who could have ever
happens-
foreseen
it
that?
happens
How
we did it in
could
the
you
Amazon.
calculate that?
Yeah, we
can't.
did it in the Amazon where we discovered groups of people who were still living like they were 2,000 years ago.
Yeah.
And let's get them Levi's, and let's get them let's inject
Give
them
an
with
iPhone.
vaccinate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In 30 years, they had cancer. They were overweight.
Yeah. I mean, certainly civilization brings with it its own set of problems.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
no
yeah.
question.
Yeah.
You
But
know,
it was-
in fact, there's a great stat that's been pretty sussed out by historians. And when a white man went to a Native American tribe before 1860, I think, when white men it was sort of like they'd be wounded or they'd be captured or whatever it was, or if the kids would be adopted by a tribe. But certainly when a white man went to live with Native Americans, they never went back to white society back then. It was very, very common. Yeah, they stayed with that tribe.
Right.
Because they were like, wait a minute, this is a wild way to live. Because they had been, the Native Americans had been living that way forever, like the Nez Perce and stuff. One of the stories is that they had so many different kinds of food. They jerked meat. They had different kinds. So they just understood their land. So when people would go there, we're like, first of all, everybody looks super healthy.
They are.
They all emotionally.
Until the white guy goes, achoo!
Right. That's right. That's exactly right.
Everyone died.
Yeah.
The white devil. That's what.
But you saw a lot of Native Americans who kind of brought into Christian society, taught the Bible, taught schooling. A lot of them, after that, as soon as they could, went right back to their.
I'm sure you made some connections with all the guys, the cities and the fighters.
All of them.
Yeah, because you're a friendly dude and you care about people.
And you know what I would do in every gym is I would go there like a day early and I'd go in, I'd gear up, and I had guys with me, so we'd either work the mitts and stuff, or I'd start working the bag and jumping rope. I wouldn't say anything to anybody, and they would watch, and then I would slowly kind of migrate towards them and start talking to them, and then I was just one
as
of
a
them.
normal,
just like you do in every gym.
Yeah,
right.
And I'll say this about Frank. I know it sounds like I'm sucking you off right now, but at Box and Burn, Frank would be in there more often than not, more than me. Usually, he'd be in there longer and working out harder than me, and that's when I was a fighter. You got problems.
I got mental illness.
So, but
I do.
But everyone respected you.
Yeah, I have.
Like even I was like, "Fuck, there's Frank," and then is Frank doing his thing.
Yeah.
We're all like, "Fuck, look at Frank go, man."
Yeah.
Yeah, because I believe I have zero talent in anything. So the only thing I can do is work harder.
Compensate.
Yeah, it's compensate.
But I think that again, that's why I think this show works, because if you would have sent name anyone who doesn't know the fight game, never really trained, hasn't been through kind of the harsh conditions of gyms, even if they're in LA, these gyms aren't that exactly friendly.
Right.
Even boxing, especially when I was fighting, it was more of a fight gym. It's not the friendliest.
Right.
Or, Wild Card's not the friendliest. No. Black House is not
You got real fighters in there, right?
Yeah, there's high stakes.
Yeah.
And they're not trying to have some Hollywood guy in there taking the limelight. Right. So for when Frank come there and do work, like, oh, fuck, man, he's one of us. Mm-hmm. See, it wouldn't work if they would have sent some... You name anybody you want.
You're right.
Yeah. If they would have sent just some regular Joe,
you're right.
These fighters, I'm like, dude, what the fuck?
Because
then they're going down the road of like, God, I can't believe you get punched in the face, man. Are you okay? And like,
no.
What?
And I got to tell you, there were even some, when I went to like Senegal, and these guys are bigger than you. I swear, they're ginormous human beings, and I'm watching them, and that Lamba is bare knuckle boxing and sand and into Greco wrestling and high level takedowns. Like
sounds like MMA.
It does. It's really
a version of MMA.
That's kind of what it is, and it would go on for an hour.
Did you watch that one? They're so big, dude. They're like
I've
look
seen
like
highlights of it, but I've
they're
seen
beautiful.
They're
a lot of them are Muslim. But they're Sufi. A lot of them are Sufi Muslim, which is very mystical. Yeah. And I mean, they are just
look at the size. Of
this are they getting paid for this, Frank?
The big guys get paid, and they are the rock stars of Western Africa.
Really?
The guys, Lac Duguerre and Moudelo, the two champions who fought when I was there. They are they are Mick Jagger, Elvis Presley, Michael Jordan wrapped up into one. Yeah.
And their nutrition, I'm assuming, is not great.
No, in fact, the Modelo who fought. Yeah, I mean, these guys, by the way, they don't lift weights the way you think they do.
Well, I was just going to say, most of it's genetics.
It's genetics.
Eating and
they eat rice and fish, right? Didn't you tell me?
They live on the ocean.
Rice, fish, and vegetables.
But it's not like they're like, the guys here eating every 2 hours.
No way.
Monitoring their macros and micros.
Listen, everything to them is inshallah. Right?
Like God's will.
Are you stronger than the other guy?
God's will.
Inshallah, meaning only God. It's in God's hands.
Damn.
Right?
They are beautiful human beings.
You have to see how good they are. They grow up doing this sport, so these kids are amazing. Look at this guy.
I'm surprised no one's ever gone over there and recruited him.
I think they're starting
to,
but there are problems with getting them over here. Again, they are They are the most peaceful, tolerant people. In fact, Obama went there and said the world could learn from Senegal because they are the most tolerant human beings. They voted for a Catholic president.
And it's poverty over there.
Oh, my gosh.
It's terrible.
Well, by the way, he was there, and they show it on FightWorld. He was there, right, and they were about to have the fight the next day, and at the soccer stadium,
there
was a riot. There was a riot.
Soccer stadium.
And it collapsed, and 8 people were killed, including a 9-year-old
The night before
girl.
the fight.
Yeah.
So they canceled the fight.
dude.
But they all canceled the fight, and they were, even the fighters, everybody was really reverential, right? Wasn't it really quiet?
Yeah.
And they said prayers.
They said prayers, and then the next day we called a meeting with the president of the league that they and the sports minister and the minister of the interior to see what we could do to raise awareness to get this stadium. You know what they said? It's inshallah.
God,
It's
damn.
in
God,
God's
man
will.
proposes, God disposes.
That's
Jesus,
it. And that,
man.
and that's when the stadium
What a
collapsed.
what? And so when
It's kind of like releases a lot of anxiety, though.
Yeah.
If you really are that connected to a higher being, a higher power, because I was stressed out of my mind. Like I
would be too.
Little girl died, and I was standing in the stadium. I was right there.
makes you feel sick.
Yeah, I mean, there it was. It collapsed, and they were all killed. It was really a horrific scene.
That's the one thing that I think that you get when you travel, especially in the developing world, is that people put so much faith into fate and into God.
But do they value life the same way Americans do?
Very much so. But the thing that people don't realize is that so when Iraq, I don't know if you remember, but in the Iraq War, when ISIS was coming in, and the Yazidi, so the Yazidi they are their own sort of tribe in Iraq. Bring up the Yazidi. And the women were always famed for their beauty. In fact, in Iraq, it was very common to see Yazidi women who had blonde hair and blue-eyed, believe it or not. There were a lot of like myths around them. So of course these fucking ISIS assholes go, let's go get those girls
And rape them.
Let's go. They're not real Muslims, so let's go. And what they did is they sold them to slavery. What you have to realize about those women and those communities is that they were fucking. They are very close. They've been in those enclaves for thousands of years. Those villages are tight. You know everybody.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden these guys come in and take all your women and kill you. So when you talk about tolerating life or loving life, more than you can imagine.
Yeah.
And in Senegal, from my experience living overseas,
closer than a lot.
100%.
It's like immigrant families here, like Italians,
There. Go back.
Yeah.
See that? That's the
Look at that.
Yazidi
That's
girl. See the
beautiful.
blue eyes and the blonde hair?
Jesus Christ.
That's what they look like. And so, I mean, look at that. That's it. She's as Iraqi. She goes back
beautiful kid.
thousands of years. And that's the children. Those are the women that they were taking. Those children they were selling as slaves. So you can't imagine how horrible it was. But the point is that those villages and those people are so tight. And one of the things that politicians in the United States said when they'd go to India, and they'd say, look, I think Mother Teresa said this. Remember, you know Mother Teresa? She worked. She was a Hungarian nun. She was a Hungarian nun who ran all the charities in India. And she said, I've never seen poverty. So yes, India has incredible poverty, but I've never seen poverty like I have in the United States. She said, what are you talking about? I said, spiritual poverty.
Right.
No one is connected. Said, when you see a family in India, they're on the street, but they're all together.
I'm guilty
really
of
interesting.
it. I'm guilty
Yeah.
of it. So what happens is in America, in Western society, you're so busy working on work. On success.
That's what we value and
right?
appreciate.
And that's what we
So
value.
you and I
Get
are
the
hustling.
house, get the cars, get the right friend. Like you're so, and so during that time when you're not succeeding, you're connected to something because you need something. Yeah. And then we get, and we tend to, and I've done it, get away from some spiritual connection.
Yes.
And then you get yourself into trouble. You get yourself into.
Until you need it.
Until you need it.
Which I've been there.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's you got to be. But all of these places that I went to, they were all very and fighters are spiritual guys. But
yeah.
From Myanmar to Thailand to Africa to Pito, Mexico, which is the worst, the most dangerous part of Mexico City. It's where all the drug cartels.
That's why I wanted to ask you, Frank. Like, 2-part question here. A, were you ever worried about your safety? B, how'd you decide what places to go to? Let's start with where you ever worried.
A couple times I was worried, and I was warned, so it made me a little more anxious.
And before you say this, when you talked about that place in Mexico, the cartels, we have a mutual friend. He's the agent for the Narcos team.
For
Netflix.
Yeah.
The show, guy who scouts the locations was in that area.
Yeah.
Murdered.
Yeah, he was killed.
Murdered.
He was killed.
And they said why he went because they didn't know who he was, didn't fit in there.
Okay.
So they just shot him.
So if you watch
Carry on,
Mexico,
Frank.
if you watch Mexico, the episode,
White dude just
I'm with
locations.
a little old guy. After we went to Jorge Vera's gym, I'm with a Mexican guy who is the leader of the most dangerous drug cartel in Tepito. He became my guardian. Jeez. Him and his son, right? And wherever I went in Tepito, he said, right now, wherever you are in Tepito, there are 400 eyes on you right now with guns. Everything is run by them, right? Now, 99% of the people in Tepito are beautiful, hardworking,
that's how it goes.
Amazing human beings, friendly and gracious, and couldn't be more loving, inviting. But he said, if I step away from you, you're in trouble. The whole crew is in trouble. And when we were there, we felt it.
Really?
So I had 30 guys
Attention?
with me at any time. So I had to have, there were a lot of people looking out for us.
Jesus.
And you know what? I don't care if they're on the wrong side of the law or everybody respects fighters.
Correct.
Fighting. They just do.
Whoever it is, yeah.
It's innate in men to respect men who fight. Mm-hmm. And so if you're there to show the world what's good about Tepito and what's good about Mexican boxing and to kind of brag about the resident trainer from Tepito.
Yep. It makes them look good.
It makes them feel good.
I had a similar story, Frank. I was, when I was getting ready to fight Nogueira in Brazil, I was out there months before to do PR, and they flew me, Forrest Griffin, who was fighting Anderson Silva. So it was the two Americans. And someone drove by. I forget how, but we went to favela out there, which is just
that's where I was.
Just the hood of the hood.
Yeah.
And there's guys with huge AK-47s, and like this is ran and operated by the gangs of Brazil. Like you got to watch your P's and Q's here, man. We're doing something there. And I went and I saw
you were handing out. Weren't you handing out equipment?
Hold on.
Oh,
so I was in there, and it was just like kids are doing jiu-jitsu on dirt, and their backs are all fucked up, and they're barefoot doing Thai kicks, and I was just like, what the fuck? Right. And they're not eating. I felt so bad for them. I said, I got to do something, man. And the American we were with was like, no, you don't. We're not going back in here, man. He was like, I'm telling you, you're being in trouble. And then the Brazilian who was with us goes, no, everyone in this favela respects Brendan because he's a fighter. Right. And he's coming to our land to fight our legend. He's going to highlight what we do. Right. And he goes, he can do no wrong here. No one's going to hurt him.
Right. Wow.
Because then he goes, but the crew, not so much.
Right.
They don't know you guys.
Right.
Brendan's going to be good. So they had to bring all Brazilian crew with me. Right. And we went in there and delivered gloves and shin pads. And, but I didn't feel, even when we went in there, like
you didn't feel in danger.
The roughest of the rough in Brazil. No, I felt love.
I felt love.
Yeah.
There was a 6th episode. It was Brazil. I was in Rio de Janeiro. But what happened was we could not, the episode, a couple of things happened where we couldn't get it out in time, right? So I spent all my time in the favelas. Plus I was with Hickson Gracie, right? I was with Hickson Gracie. I was with, what's his name from Luta Live, who fought Hickson on the sand in 1980.
Oh, Jesus, old school.
What's his name?
He's amazing. I wrestled with him on the beach where he fought Hickson.
You did?
Yeah.
I remember that.
And who else was I? I was with, then I was with Jose Aldo and Day-Day's team. I was with that whole team. And I trained there for a few days. Wow. So my point being, I was in the favelas, and we followed one of the storylines with a gym in the favelas that trained all the kids for free to teach them all jiu-jitsu. And I wound up spending a couple days there and having lunch there and dinner there with these guys. And it was the same thing. They couldn't get enough of me because, A, I love jiu-jitsu, and they knew who I was meeting with, right? And I was giving back to them a sense of ownership of something. So here they were in the favelas, and we were there to kind of talk them up,
to highlight it, and that's all they have.
And a lot of people don't realize that Frank was training with Hickson Gracie for your Hickson Gracie purple belt.
Long time.
You trained with him. When did you walk in? How old were you?
1990.
He's been training with
garage
Hickson before anybody
in
knew
the Palisades in his garage.
In his garage.
Yeah.
You grew up with his kids, everything.
Yeah, those babies. Yeah, we used to play paintball.
Crone and all that, man.
Yeah.
So crazy.
Damn, that's nuts, man.
Hugo Duarte. There he is. Yeah.
What was the place? Because for me, the most moving episode in a lot of ways and they were all kind of really emotionally moving to me. But the Israel was pretty amazing because they fight. There's a philosophy there.
Yeah.
Like you were around these sort of special forces guys, but the way they articulated what they did and the philosophy behind it was almost the philosophy of their entire country and their existence. Yeah. So it was pretty heavy and deep.
It was
shit.
it was a bit of a departure from the other shows in the sense that it wasn't a fight culture based on sport. It was a fight culture based on survival.
Yeah.
And I learned a lot about, I think I was fairly ignorant when thinking about what Israel is, surrounded by 25 hostile nations.
Yeah, everyone's always trying to.
And what these people, how they managed to live pretty normal, cosmopolitan existences, especially in Tel Aviv, and then always have your head on a swivel and people surround you who don't want you to exist or your children.
And they're dealing with it.
Yeah, and then look, I do not want to get political about it. I don't know enough about Israel and Palestine,
sure.
and I'm an Italian guy from New York, so it's there.
You're not Italian from New York,
a little bit,
yeah.
And
in that video, that guy has you kicking him.
I was in the beginning. I was just like tapping because I have my shoes on, and he's like, "No."
Yeah, I was like, "What is going?" It was weird. I was
it
like,
was weird, right? That's why I kept saying, "Kick me, kick me."
Yeah, the other show's not like it.
Right.
With that one, I almost felt like. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I was like, God, this guy's awkward. Get out of there, Frank.
By the way, he was intense.
Well, he looks like a guy who's almost always ready to kill you. Like,
he is.
That's a different thing where he's it's one thing to punch somebody. He draws and goes bang, bang, bang. And he's like a SEAL Team 6 guy in Israel, right?
Yeah. So intense.
In the tunnels of the Gaza Strip, this guy fights hand to hand. He was a world champion. I mean, there's so many world champions. Kung Fu guy, Muay Thai, like he lived in Thailand.
You could see violence was that language.
And when I tell you the level of speed and aggressivity
when he grabs the gun,
really?
It's jiu-jitsu is kind of like
free flowing.
It's mellow, man.
Yeah.
Like it really is.
He said when he had Frank hold the gun on him. First he does the thing and he goes, "The gun's sterilized. Okay, here." And Frank has a gun and he goes, "Now, if you put the gun, give me your money." And Frank goes, "Give me your money." And he goes, "What? What happened? What do we want?" And he's moving forward. And so he goes, "I'm always closing the ditch." He goes, "What do you want? Well, I'll give you whatever. Here." And he goes to reach for it, and Frank's eyes go down to his hand. And he goes, "Dad!" And he grabs the gun. And he goes, "Now you cannot. You see, you can. There's nothing you can do here because no matter what you can do, I have." And he slid. He pushed the slide back and had his finger on the trigger. So he disengaged weapon. Then he went like that. And now he had
fast.
It. Now he had it pulled back, went bang, 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 and shot Frank. I was like, "Oh, Jesus Christ!" Yeah. But literally, he goes, "What? What happened? What do I do?" Like he's an actor.
Does this show a clip of it here on Jimmy?
On Jimmy Kimmel.
We got to see that. We got to see that Israel thing because it's fucking unbelievable.
I've actually watched myself on Jimmy Kimmel.
I can just play this and see if it's on there.
It was so great. Look at Frank. Look at the cutie pie. I like Jimmy Kimmel.
Love him,
I was thinking about the last time you were here. The last time you were here, you told me I could punch you in the face.
I could.
And I didn't want to punch you in the face. But I do want to tell you something that has the only other time that's happened on this show was when Carol Burnett was here. She told me I could punch her in the face. It was really a strange thing, I thought.
Well, you could still punch me.
I would not want to do that. And, well, tell us about your new show, because I did see it, and it's...
They showed you the trailer?
Yes, it looks...
Wow, I look like I'm a drunk.
Very interesting.
You are.
Really cool.
Don't I? I look like a guy who's been...
You look good, man.
In a bar for a while.
Sure. Yeah.
And I traveled around the world doing films and stuff, and everywhere I went, I would go to a gym.
Let's watch another guy interview.
Yeah. I don't think it's on there.
Yeah. Do they show a clip of the...
I don't think it does.
Yeah.
I looked through it, I didn't see it.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's fucking...
There's
a picture.
That guy.
That
guy, he's the guy who teaches the guys Krav Maga. He is the most famous guy
really?
in
He's
Israel.
In shape.
I know, right? But he is the master. And
although you do see certain guys who are just thick and...
He's a killer. He's a killer. Yeah.
Well, that's the
he
thing.
wants to fight McGregor.
With a gun.
Is that what he said?
With a gun.
Yeah, a lot of those guys have mustaches.
So how did you decide on where to go, Frank?
So I told the producers, I said, look, let's find places with sports right now that include either grappling, Muay Thai, boxing. What are the countries? And let's see if we have ins. And I got to tell you, because of what little celebrity I have from the Marvel movies and the whatever movies and stuff, it was kind of it was a smooth in.
No one resisted.
No one resisted because they saw me as like an action guy, and he's legitimate, and so
well, you did star in the biggest movie China's put out, I think.
Oh yeah, the big Chinese movie too. So
literally Wolf Warrior 2. Yeah.
But did you do anything in China?
Nope.
No.
But we went to places that I felt, look, we got Bukau to say, yeah, come to my gym, and so we got Nacho Burstein to say, come to my gym. Julio Cesar Chavez said, come and will interview me at the Azteca Stadium where he beat Greg Haugen, and
you were with
Chiquita Gonzalez, and I was with all of the top athletes in each of those countries. So it happened. I have to tell you, most things in my life, it's so hard to do. Like, I always have like conflict. This show, and maybe that's why it came out the way it did. It was so kind of, it never resisted. It really didn't. And then I forgot about it because it was such a cool experience.
How long ago did you shoot it?
A year ago.
Not that long ago.
Yeah, not that
So
long.
someone like Julio Cesar Chavez, is he just everywhere he walks, he's still a fucking rock star in Mexico? Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
He's a rock star everywhere.
Even here, I did a show with him at ESPN, and I mean, in between takes on the set, people were coming up getting pictures. Like,
he won 82 fights before he lost.
He's the greatest Mexican boxer in some ways ever, right?
He's arguably one of the greatest boxers ever.
Mexican, white, black,
150
ever.
Floyd talks about his 50 wins. This guy,
no,
he doesn't strike me as being punchy either.
He's not at all, and he's shredded.
He's in shape too.
He's in great shape.
And then his son, Chavez Jr., he has an issue because you're not going to be your dad. You don't grow up with him as your father, having all the money in the world.
Right.
But he was, he's won a lot of fights.
He's good.
But
he trained in my gym.
He's just not, he's not that upper echelon type of dude, he's fucking good.
He is good.
But
man.
his heart's in question.
He just doesn't come out of the, when you listen to his father speak, like when I was interviewing him, he came out of poverty. He came out of nothing. He was fighting for his family.
That's why he's great.
That's why he's great.
Junior,
he's not.
They said
when he fought Canelo, I'm like, fuck, he looks good. They're talking about how in shape he is. Freddie Roach was like, I'm not working with this guy. He's too undisciplined. He's too into drugs.
He came
he's
to
like,
Justin.
He's like, I'm out.
Yeah.
So, he did his thing at Fortunes. And then I was like, fuck, he's in shape. He does have skill, which he does. And he's big. I thought
he
could be a good fight.
Let me tell you, he's
he's
big for his weight.
Canelo went, excuse me? I'm the real Mexican boxer here. And beat the shit out of him.
I know, and did beat the shit out of him.
Because Canelo comes from poverty.
I didn't know that. I didn't know Canelo came from nothing.
And he's like one of 8. And he was like...
His work ethic. So I would do workouts on Saturday mornings with Justin and him, with Junior, either at UCLA or at the gym. And, I'm twice as old as he is. And I don't know if you noticed, but I'm not a professional athlete. And I couldn't
hang with him.
No, he couldn't keep up with... we would do circuit training. We couldn't keep up. Nope.
You are a beast, so I'll give you that. But a guy getting ready to fight Canelo probably should be able to beat Frank Grillo in conditioning.
I would think so.
But again,
I just turned 117. Like, he should be.
I agree. I mean, he should.
Come on.
That's bad news.
And it's not that he can't. It's that he didn't want to. He didn't care.
Yeah.
It's tough, man. Can you blame him? But he decided to go down that path.
Yeah.
Like,
you're right. He is good. He's better than people think.
Oh, that motherfucker has skills.
He has skills.
Doug Davidoff said he's tougher than he should be. In other words, you know what I mean? That's the best way to describe it.
You didn't go visit Malibu searching for badass fighters. There's a reason for that.
Yeah.
No fighters are
Although I've been to the Soho House in Malibu, and all the guys think they're badass.
He gets fights.
By the way, Frank, if you hang with Frank in LA, the first thing he does, we're at the Soho House in Malibu, we're in Hollywood, and I swear to God, this is what he does. He just sits there, he's like, and he just see him like this, and he'll go, yeah, fucking, everybody's a pussy, you know what? I can't stand this place.
Well, here's the deal. So I get to travel to all these places, and it's a gift. It's a blessing. And I get to meet all these amazingly tough, beautiful warriors, right? I mean, badasses. And they're poor, and they're badasses. And they're studs, right? And they're sweet and humble, and they are loving, and they don't want to intimidate anybody.
There's no ego. Yeah.
No ego. And then I go to the Soho House, which I love. I love the Soho House in Malibu. It's my kind of
Sure.
Home Away from Home.
Yeah, I like it myself.
And I see dudes walking with,
with a false bravado.
Yeah.
Peacocking it up.
Maybe with a sweater around their
They
neck.
just don't. Ignorance is bliss. They just don't know. They just have no idea.
I say this all the time, and I'm not a tough guy, but let me tell you something.
For Hollywood, you might be the toughest.
Somebody cuts you off.
I've had that
somebody
conversation.
cuts off Brendan Schaub, right?
Yeah.
And the guy says, "You know what? I'm a badass in Malibu." He says, "Get out, pal." Guy's never been punched in the face, never been taken down. He doesn't know what it feels like to have a figure 4 around his man waist.
I've been with Brendan when guys have tried to do that to him.
And then it's like, oh, you just don't have a clue.
No clue.
But I think it's tough too for actors, especially because if you play a tough guy, or you fall into that because you got to train for the part, and then you're like, fuck.
Well, also keep in mind, I've
heard of. I won't say his name. I heard of a famous fighter tell a fight story, like I would tell a fight story, or that TJ Dillashaw would tell a fight story, or Daniel Cormier would tell a fight story.
Right.
But he shot it in a movie, and it was all scripted.
Oh,
right.
Because
it's like me saying I really beat Matt Hughes on Kingdom when we had the fight.
Didn't you tell me he was so ridiculously strong? You were like,
it was this.
Because I tussled, I grabbed him. We started playing around outside the trailer, and I grabbed him, and he grabbed my head and pulled it down. Obviously, this is saying nothing, but I was like, oh my God.
And he giggles.
He's a gorilla.
He giggles.
I don't know why you guys would be surprised by that.
I'm not surprised.
I'm
not surprised. I'm not surprised.
When him and I were
but can you imagine all of us are talking like bullshitting, and then you're like, yes, one time, me and Matt Hughes.
Right.
No, when he hit me in the nose, I thought,
look,
you can't quit.
When
you got to fight
fighting, when Matt and I were fighting, I came under, and I feel it was fake.
This guy was doing.
And by the way, one of the things we also talk about is that when you have a trainer, so for me, my trainer, the great Wayne McCulloch, Wayne trains me, and Wayne loves me, and I love Wayne. But what'll happen is after 4 years, Wayne will say things like, when somebody else is around, because he wants to make me look good, Wayne goes, he can fight, Brian can fight, I want him to fight, I want you to take a fight, and he'll say that. And then I start to kind of go, he's in the business of also making sure I stick around, and he wants me to feel good.
You're paying him. You're paying him.
I'm paying him.
My acting coach tells me I'm the next Rock.
Remember when I need Matt Hughes in the face?
Yeah.
That happened.
But the other day, I said to Wayne, I go, let's sometimes he'll put on gloves, a mouthpiece, and we'll just start moving around a little bit. And obviously, I do the things I've learned, and I have my things, and then he starts to punch me in the face a little bit. And I go, it's just such a reminder of this guy who's way smaller than me and what he can fucking do in his sleep. And
here's the other thing. You're trying to do what you learned. So what you should do, what you need to do then is do other things. Yeah. So you need to learn how to move around outside of what you learned. But you could fight. Anybody could fight.
But on the same as far as your guys' business, when I've had little roles and have to work with an acting coach, and she's worked with everybody, The Rock and Vin Diesel, and we get done, I'd shoot this audition for her, and she goes, you can do this. And I go, yeah, no, I think I can do it.
I've said that to
her. And I go, yeah, thank you.
I said it to you.
I said, yeah, thank you. And she goes, no, you're going to be the next Rock. I went, yeah, let's take it easy. Let's take it down. But then when I walk it out, I'm like, maybe this bitch is right. Of course. But then I go to acting class, and there's a dramatic scene. Or I'm on set, and Shia LaBeouf has to do a real dramatic scene. I go, oh,
exactly. That's a great
check,
analogy.
Please.
Great analogy.
Because I can't do that.
It's a great
I can't do that.
Well, remember when
Shia LaBeouf has been doing since he was
a kid.
7,
He's an outlier.
and he has anything you want him to do. He has a switchblade, Swiss Army knife.
Yeah.
I'm this honking dull machete going honk, like I have that one move.
Sure.
And other than that,
but you know what?
Thank God the world's
so does a lot of actors, and they're some of the most highest paid people in the business.
True.
So,
I'm just saying that it goes
Shia
both
LaBeouf
ways.
is not easy to get him a job.
Yeah.
So there you have it.
I'm just saying it goes both ways.
Absolutely. And that's a great analogy.
Sometimes you get whatever you're doing. Even comics. Even with comics, it's like.
Everything takes a long time. Yeah, everything takes a long. And the devil's in the details. The devil, especially what I love about boxing, I came to it late, but what I respect about it, what I love about it so much, the reason I do it still, is the difference in those little details, the discipline of being, unless you're some genetic freak, but for the most part, like the difference between where your glove is, where it's here versus here.
And those are, by the way, that's just basics.
It's basic.
That's 101.
That's
like Canelo learned that when he was 4.
That's
You keep your hands up. That's all.
And when you see Canelo,
You don't
like
keep your hands
watching
here.
Canelo fight his last fight with Triple G, first of all, I think he established himself as one of the greats. But he's such a fundamentally sound, perfect boxer. He's flawless.
I mean, you gotta remember, since he was 4, they'd make him walk around with a soccer ball between his elbows.
They did?
They're out.
They did?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's why
His hands are always here.
This is like us sitting.
Right.
Like for
And
him,
when he puts his hands down,
wow.
unlike you or I, he's putting them down for a reason.
there's a reason.
There's a reason.
To get him to punch.
So that's been his training. I didn't know you trained that, but it makes sense.
There's a reason why he's the highest paid athlete in the world in boxing. You know, he's the highest paid athlete in the world. Do you know that?
No, I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's like, I think 1 of 6 and 1 of 7 children. His,
that's
came
what I
from-
loved about him. His distance. He made Triple G miss so many punches.
Well, I think it's funny, and I'm around all these boxers because I work for Showtime, right? I was with Deontay Wilder, I was with Fury, I'm in their training camps, I'm watching them spar. I think it's so funny when people go, dude, he's just a brawler, man. Like he has one punch, and I'm like, oh, he does?
Right.
You know, he's been fighting since he was 7. So when you say he's just a brawler, no, he chooses to do that whenever he wants.
That's right.
Name a style.
Who was saying
all
that?
these guys can
Who was
do
saying
it.
that?
People,
Not fighters.
These guys can do it all, man.
Right.
They can do it all.
You think Floyd only fights like this? Floyd knows how to fight like just a regular.
He showed against Connor. He went, oh, you think I'm just going to have my... No, I'm going to come up high now.
Yeah,
and Connor goes, what the fuck? Where's the style? Oh, you think Bubba, I've been boxing since I was 2. I can do any style I want. Or people go, Tyson Fury, you know, his head movement and there's no power. Well, no. If he chooses, he's 6'8", 260 pounds.
You know what he can generate?
And he moves like
That's
a fucking
car
jaguar.
crash. That when you get hit by his hand, it's a car accident. You're in a car
Or watch Deontay Wilder. You think it's a mistake
just
that
watched.
he's 40-0, 39 knockouts?
I just watched.
Then you watch him hit mitts, and you're like, what the fuck? Did you watch him?
I watched him.
I was with him all day.
You were?
Yeah, we did.
He was in the gym. He was in. He's training. He was over in Churchill.
Yeah, that's where I shot.
Yeah.
So
Oh, you were there.
I went there, and he did his open workout. Then we did an interview. I think it drops tomorrow on Showtime. We did on top of a double-decker bus. It's fun, man.
Oh,
It's a good
wow.
interview,
That's
yeah.
great. I've got a great gig, man.
Yeah,
He's cool.
you get great interviews out of these. These guys love you too. I feel like, or
Again,
at least I
because
feel
he's
like
a
they
fight-
trust
yeah.
you because you're a
Yeah.
fighter.
Why we get the guard? Like I'm not here to talk about the what how you feel in your game plan.
That's
I'm
the
not,
fight.
How do you
That's the fight.
But it's funny because you look at him like his legs are so wide, his hands are down. No, it's all calculated.
That's how he fights.
He's been doing it.
When he throws a hook and it snaps, I'm like, oh, I mean, it started in Arizona, it came around Texas, and it hit the guy in Florida.
Dude, he's I'm looking at him. His bones are
skinny.
this
I
big.
know.
No.
His ankles
No.
like this.
Seriously?
He's very super thin.
Yeah.
because Teddy Atlas said he's the hardest hitting boxer in the game
Right
He
now.
said-
Oh,
yeah.
for sure.
He said he
100%.
hits harder, but you think he hits harder than Anthony Joshua?
Yes.
Because we don't. It's hard to.
Anthony Joshua, Anthony Joshua doesn't starch guys. Like if Deontay Wilder's right hand lands, it's over. It's like over.
Really?
And it's just his God given gift.
Yeah, look at
and like Anthony Joshua is a higher guard, and he has a better pedigree when it comes to his amateur and
he was an
Olympics.
Olympian, yeah,
but
yeah.
for Deontay Wilder is a better athlete than all these guys.
He is?
All these guys.
You'd say he's a
Could
better
have played
athlete.
football at Alabama. Like he's a fucking
he?
freak, man.
Wow.
He wanted to, but
Oh.
his daughter was born with a horrible disease. And he's like, that's going to take too long to make money. I'm going to be a boxer and just start fucking boxing.
Really?
Because he's like, I had to pay for this kid and the insurance, and I got to figure this out.
Wow.
Amazing
See,
story.
That's what makes great fighters.
Do you not like him now?
Right,
you know,
right.
Or you talk with Tyson Fury, a guy who was 400 pounds, retired,
Right.
doing coke and fucking going away from his family. And he was like, dude, my wife, I can't believe she put up with it.
Yep.
And he was 400 pounds. And then saw an interview where Deontay Wilder goes, he's fucking done. He's not coming back. And Fury went, excuse me? And then went fucking started getting back in shape. Now he's 260 from 400.
Damn.
And he's fighting
Look at his body.
Deontay Wilder.
That's amazing. Are you going? You're going. You're going to be there for
Dude,
sure.
so I was supposed to work it for Showtime. I work in the week of, but I have stand up in New York the night of the fight. I cannot cancel because I have the big.
Ricky Hatton hasn't been missing any meals either. He's about as big, and he fought at 147.
It's all the weight cutting, Bubba.
Yeah, it
all
is.
the weight cutting. And when he's
just
a
don't wanna do it
legend,
anymore.
and then they're like, fuck
yeah,
it,
he's
man.
a legend.
No, Tyson Fury is one of the good guys, man.
Yeah,
all
good.
these guys.
I love most of them are.
I'm never really.
Yeah, most
never.
of them are, man. Most of them
Even
are.
even the Charlo brothers, who, if you know Charlo, Jamel and Jamal, badasses on
Right.
camera. You know, they're all,
God.
what the fuck? All that, dude. Off camera, great guys.
Yeah, man.
And I go, do this, man.
Yeah.
Be these guys. They're like, we don't know how to do it.
I remember you said that. You said
They're the
great.
best, man.
Yeah.
And
they're
they
amazing.
kill it.
These two are superstars in the fuck. It's any day now. They're like the next big thing.
But
Any
that's
day
kind
now.
that was kind of the through line of Fight World was that I'm going to show you the brother and sisterhood of fighting and how good these people are.
And no
how
one's boring.
No one's boring.
They might not be great on a mic, but their story,
I know.
you talk about their childhood, no one, I could bring any UFC fighter on my show and bew the belt, any single one of them, and it's going to be a good story.
Yeah. So
they might not be great at
get
marketing.
to why you think the UFC has not cashed in on that incredible resource.
They have, like with a lot of guys, they have, but they're stretched so thin. There's so many fighters, so many cards. They don't have time to do all that.
So why don't-
So sometimes if I'm the limelight, they'd like, oh God, Sage Northcutt looks pretty good, man. There's CM Punk, all right. So they go that, but while that light's going, they missed Amanda Nunes,
right?
Who's your first world champion. And she's gay, and she looks good, and her girlfriend's a UFC fighter, and she beat your cash cow Ronda Rousey. But we didn't even think about that. Until you go,
By the way,
hold on. And then,
by the way,
you
in
missed
a climate now where how great for the
She defies all the odds.
for the gay community to have a woman who is a powerful woman who is
but how are they not rallying around Amanda Nunes more? How is she not on every billboard off Sunset?
That's what I keep saying about the feminist movement. These women are at the forefront of that shit. At the forefront of my opinion.
She speaks well. Obviously, she is a little broken English, but she speaks well. Her fucking fiance's in the UFC as well.
Yeah.
She beat your best of all time, beat the shit out of her.
Right.
And I don't get it. And so now she's fighting Cyborg.
Yeah. What happens?
There's not a woman on this planet who beats Cyborg.
No. Cyborg looks...
She'd beat up most 125ers in the UFC.
Yeah.
I mean, she trains with big dudes and
She
fucks
does.
them
She
up.
scares
Well, I mean, watching her box
I'm afraid
with
of
that
her.
world champion.
Like, have you ever talked to her?
No.
Her story's amazing and great person. You would think she'd be all that. No,
That's not a natural way. That is not a natural way to be. You know, people don't.
Well, her life is enough fighting. I mean, you're not going to be that way when you're...
Right. That's her life.
Well, she's great. What's her story though? She when did she get into fighting, Chris?
A while. I mean, she's been doing it forever. Remember, she was like the first. Her and Gina Carano. You remember that? That's like the first kind of women's fighting in the Strikeforce days. Elite XC. I mean,
yeah.
Is Holly Holm done?
No,
she's not.
She just won her last fight.
Is she still at Jackson's camp?
I think
Holly is. Yeah, with Winklejohn. How about Donald Cerrone and Mike Perry fight? Do you know what's going on there, Frank?
I think so, and it rings from when when Rashad Evans left. It was kind of a similar.
So just so the listeners know, and you guys know, and you probably don't know either. So when so Rashad Evans won the originals at Greg Jackson's camp. There was like Rashad, Keith Jardine, Tate Fletcher, Nate Marquardt, Donald Cerrone, Leonard Garcia. Like there's
Joe Daddy.
There's like a crew of them. Diego Sanchez, fucking Michelle Watterson, and Holly Holm. So there's a crew. That's your original.
St. Pierre was there too,
but he came a little after that. But that was the fucking crew.
Yeah.
And then, Rashad was doing his fights there, and he's always going down there as his camp. And then a young cat named John Jones comes along.
Yeah.
And Jackson's takes him under his wing. And then Rashad goes, dude, we're in the same weight class. We have to fucking fight. You got to pick. I can't train with this guy. And they side in defense.
Well, no.
He's a once-in-a-lifetime talent. I've probably been like, well.
Right. But it's tough because... And that was the rule. I don't know how it is there in Greg's camp, but their teammates never fought each other. That was the rule. Like, you can't fight each other.
But the UFC made that go out the window. UFC goes, excuse me?
Right.
Hilarious.
Right.
You guys are going to fight each other.
You're under contract.
Otherwise, you're fucked.
Right.
We're going to bury you on the undercard. So then guys from AK were having to fight each other, and guys from ATT have to fight each other. Then Jackson's eventually, because you get these big camps, they have the best guys, same weight class. UFC goes, I don't give a flying fuck
about
you guys. Figure it out.
Right.
You guys are fighting.
Right. But it was
a real big loyalty thing.
It was a
for
hard
there.
thing.
So then Rashad bounces, starts Black Zillions. He comes to Denver. He's with us all the time. And then with Cowboy, which is recent. So Cowboy was there. He's never been a Winklejohn guy. He was trained with Greg Jackson. Then he had his own guys. And so Cowboy
he has
started
his own Muay Thai guy.
His ranch. He started the fucking Cowboy Ranch, where the fuck it's called.
Bad Motherfucker Ranch.
So he started just doing his training there, his own schedule, stuff like that. Then he'd come and spar at Jackson's. But he's a staple of Jackson's. Him and Greg's always been in his corner.
He helped build that house in a way. I mean,
Correct. He's the only reason I knew about it. The only reason I went, because being Cowboy friends, he'd bring me up there and I'd live with him and stay with him. Anyways, so Mike Perry, who's a phenomenal fighter, decides to go to Jackson's now. And Cowboy's like, well, fuck, hopefully we never have to fight. And then the UFC's like, hey, you two are fighting. And then Cowboy goes to Greg and goes, well, dude, he can't train here. You guys know me better than anyone. I have seniority. And they're like, no, he's going to train here.
That's ridiculous.
And so Cowboy goes, fuck this, gets upset, bounces. Him and Winklejohn have never liked each other.
Oh, really?
So Cowboy's been on his own now. And now Mike Perry's been training at Jackson's, which anyone who knows Donald Cerrone, and you've seen him train enough, you know the holes in his game. You can get it from tape, but no one on the planet knows Donald Cerrone better than Greg Jackson.
No one.
And Winklejohn.
Yeah.
So they're training Mike Perry, and he's fighting in Denver in Cowboy's hometown Saturday night.
I think it's a little fucked up.
Fucked up?
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
You know, well,
because
but then like a lot of fighters at Jackson's came out and went, Donald's never been like, he's always done his own thing. He's never been here for us.
I know, but
it's always about Donald.
But also, but I'm sorry, but you may say that, but Donald Cerrone is, I think, one of the most winning. I mean, he's been at the top of the game for 10 years.
That doesn't matter.
He did help build that house. But when I think of Jackson's, I think of Donald Cerrone.
Well,
a lot of us do. I mean, obviously.
But here's the thing: Diego Sanchez was there before any of them. And
Sure.
Diego's the one who came out and went, "No, hold on, brother.
Yeah.
You're never here. When you don't have a fight, you're not here helping us." So I see both stories. Right. I'm a Donald Cerrone guy. Donald's my fucking guy. And I want him to win this fight for so many reasons.
I love him. I mean,
he's older in his career. He has all this going against him. You know, I'm a Mike Perry fan.
Hey, at the end of the day,
it's also a terrible matchup for Donald, to be honest.
It is.
Why is that?
Donald, when Donald can't be the bully, it's a tough fight for him.
You mean the guys?
When you can go forward on Donald and punch and box, it's like Nate Diaz. It's a long night for Donald.
Yeah.
Well, what's Mike Perry do?
Yeah.
He's an aggressive puncher who goes forward. And anyone at Jackson go, hey, you want to beat Donald? You draw a line in the sand and you fucking charge.
Right.
Do not let him get
Don't back
loose.
up.
Also, Donald's a slow starter. So you come out the fucking gate at him.
Yeah, he likes to kind of feel.
It's the nerves.
Yep.
It's the nerves.
Yep.
Donald takes a while to get going. He's always been a slow starter.
Right.
Unless you're Melvin Gilliard, who fucking jumped at the gun and Donald caught him, knocked him out. Other than that, Donald's a very slow starter.
Right.
If you in Jackson's camp, go, hey, this is what he's going to do. This is what he's going to do.
I don't know.
It's
So
tough,
I go,
man.
that's fucked up, man.
It is.
So I'm with
I
Donald.
just don't know enough about.
It's a business.
You know, I don't want to.
You know, it's a business.
Yeah. It is a business, right?
How
It
old
a
is
business,
Kelly?
but-
you're saying
Perry.
Mike Perry?
Yeah.
He's a fucking he had like his career was skyrocketing. And then he lost he won his last one against Felder.
Right.
And he looked amazing. It was his first fight at Jackson's. He's fucking good.
He's
man.
only 27.
27.
Yeah.
And he's just coming to his
Yes.
own.
Well, I feel like he looked like he had made big changes with the Felder fight.
He looked amazing
You know,
against
yeah,
Felder.
he didn't look like he was.
But then before that, you know, he lost a fight. He lost a Ponzinibbio, which was a big one for him, and then he lost to Max Griffin, and then he destroyed Jake Ellenberger. That was a rough one to watch. But a lot of times when he fights guys who are real technical and don't play that game with him, like Alan Joban,
Right.
you know, they can stay on the outside and not get knocked out. But then I thought the same thing would happen with Paul Felder, and he mixed it up. Footwork, angles, kicks, takedowns. Like, he looked amazing.
Yes, he did.
So I don't know. Just went on a long rant about fucking Greg Jackson's. But
Yeah,
I don't know. Again, I don't mean either. I've been so out of that.
Everybody
camp.
has their side of the story. You know, everybody has their.
The only problem there is when a lot of Greg Jackson fighters come out in defense of the gym and go, hold up, cowboy, you haven't been here, brother.
Right.
That's why we said, and remember, it's just not Winklejohn and Greg going, yeah, we're good. The team has to take him in.
That's right.
So that's where I'm like, all right, maybe, and you know, Cowboy as a fighter, you are a selfish guy, and he's doing his life, you riding horses and jumping out of planes and shit during his off time. So maybe he wasn't there.
But at the same time, your home has always been there, and that was your training camp, right? And also,
Gyms don't work
your
like that,
wins,
dude.
your wins go.
It doesn't work
Gyms
like
don't
that.
work.
No one cares.
But don't your
by the way,
wins-
you don't. It's an individual sport.
Yes, it is.
It's a team.
But don't
it's a
your wins?
team.
Your wins, though, also obviously. The Jackson Winklejohn camp has some great fighters, not just Donald Cerrone. It's John Jones. It's Diego Sanchez. He's got a lot of legends. The best.
They have the best.
So he's a part of that, but his wins also lent a great deal to the reputation of the camp.
But a ton of guys can say that. But again, Jackson and the team don't care about that. Yeah. They had Alistair Overeem there, Frank Mir, Andre Arlovsky, Travis Brown, Rashad, George St. I mean, the rosters.
Did they? The question is, they probably said, "You're welcome to train here, but we're also training Mike Perry here." Is that kind of how it went? Or they had no?
How are the two fighters going to train in the same camp?
So they basically said, "Okay, I don't know."
By the way, also, I did overhear Greg Jackson say he hated you.
Me? Why me?
I also heard that,
he thinks,
what did I do?
He said, I don't give a fuck who trains there, as long as Brian Callen doesn't walk in here.
He thinks you don't know any jiu-jitsu.
He doesn't like my fighting?
What do
you say about my boxing? At least tell me he said something nice.
He said he thinks you could box apples and oranges. But
that's not. I think that's good. I like, my favorite thing is the Robert Evans quote. There are three sides to every story: your side, my side, and the truth, and nobody's lying.
Right.
So everybody's got a point of view.
And I love Greg Jackson.
Me too. Nicest guy ever. Wink's great too, man. I fucking love Wink. Wink's so dedicated to the sport. He lost a fucking eye holding mitts. A spaz kicked him in the eye with his toenail and lost his eye. He has one eye. He has one eye.
Fuck.
That's why they call him Wink.
Sucks.
That's
why I call him.
Hilarious. So his name Wink now. So.
He lost his fucking eye from a toenail?
Am I wrong? Is that not why?
Can you tell which one?
You shitting me?
Sucks.
Yeah, the great white eye on the left there.
He's half great white shark and half...
he's half blue shark.
What a bummer to lose your goddamn eye.
Yeah.
So give the man a little slack.
Yeah, give him
lost
If you said, Brian, here's $1 billion, but you don't have your left eye, I'd go like this. I'd go, no.
I would.
But you're full of shit.
Watch how long it took me. $1 billion?
Look,
straight cash.
Hey, look, I got $1 billion.
Dude, I'd wear a fucking patch.
Oh,
I'd have
cool.
a fucking diamond B on it. I'd wear a patch for sure.
But would you do it for $1 billion?
$1 billion, just the left?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
would.
I would.
Not me.
I don't like what I see anyway, especially in here.
I need first of all, my eyes are part of my power.
By the way, I saw your favorite guest, Michael Rappaport, at the Soho House the other day. And I had my impetus was to go up and say hello to him because we kind of know each other through you guys.
Yeah.
And I just didn't have the energy.
He's a lot of energy. You better be ready to go when you see Rap.
Yeah, he's great.
He's a fucking machine gun.
Yeah. Okay, there's a lot of Winklejohn.
Should we jump some current events? Is it toasty as fuck in here?
It is hot. What time
Frank
is it?
gives off a lot of heat.
I do. I'm very...
Frank is toasty.
119.
It's 119.
120?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, how much longer you got,
good?
Frank?
I got to go soon.
Alrighty.
Haven't we been here for an hour?
We've been here for exactly an hour, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
just about
an hour. You guys are paying me. I'm not staying long.
Do you want to see this fight one real quick, though?
Do you want to do current events and we'll be done, Frank?
Sure.
Let's do it.
All right, this one. So Floyd Mayweather and Tenshin Nasukawa, there was a big announcement they're supposed to fight in Ryzen. And as of today, Floyd Mayweather seems to be backing out.
Makes sense.
After doing a whole press conference and
I
everything
told you,
else, too.
Skeptical Hippo eyes here. As soon as I went, something sketchy here. And here's the thing. I won't say my source, but a guy who's very high up at a network that I work for, who is usually a business partner with Floyd, was like, I asked him before any of this came out, as far as Floyd saying he's unhappy. I went, dude, what's he doing? He goes, he usually, if he's going to do something, he hits up me, hits up this guy, and no one's heard from him. He goes, so I don't know. He goes, it sounds like some shady business.
Right.
You know, like this doesn't seem real.
Right. It was talk.
Well, no, he got, no. Did you read the story?
No.
You know, he got honey dicked. He went out there and he thought it was going to be just a bullshit 9-minute exposition of 3 rounds.
Okay.
And like private.
Like just, and for real, like high up, like whales.
Wealthy
like
people,
ballers,
yeah.
wealthy people.
Got it.
And he just do a special bout for entertainment purposes. And he goes, with no intention of being represented as an official fight card for televised worldwide. He goes, once I arrived to the press conference, my team and I were completely derailed by a new direction this event was going, and we should have put a stop to it immediately. I want to sincerely apologize to my fans and for misleading information that was announced during the press conference. Because I guess he got there, and obviously they don't speak English, so he was like, "Oh, cool, we're doing this." And then me and Chin were watching before you guys came. You watch him during the interview, and he's kind of like the questions. He's like, "What?"
Wow.
And they go, what the weight cut? He goes, we'll figure that out. It's not a big deal. But you can see he looks like he's been taken hostage by ISIS, and they're forcing him to say some shit. Play that, Chin.
I mean, you could just see his face right there.
How sweaty he is, and he's unhappy.
Money is the motivation. Well, we all know that I had a great career. I was very truly blessed, to be in the sport a long time and to make over $1 billion in the sport and to make smart investments.
I mean, the whole not like, no, we're fighting. This is going to be great for the sport. He's
almost like a diplomat.
Yeah, he's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
And then
it's an exhibition.
That's what he thought they were going to do. So then he landed back in because, Yakuza or whatever was like, you're fighting, bitch. He's like, yeah, no problem. We'll see you end of December. Then as soon as he got on his private fucking jet and touched down in L.A., he's like, fuck this, and got on social media. It was like, this ain't happening.
Yeah.
But everyone around his circle and around the guys that I know were like, this is something fishy. Said.
He's smart not to say anything during the conference.
No, the reason why he's $1 billion fighter is because he's the smartest. Have you ever been around him?
No.
He's the smartest fighter I've ever seen in my life.
Really?
You're like,
You
what
said that to
the
me.
fuck?
Like it's all like he's
it's
remarkable.
all a show.
It's all a
Everything. Like during the McGregor Floyd fights when they're just doing the press conferences. Before they do all access, you'd be like, I need camera A over here. I need B here. Now when I halfway through, you're gonna come here and literally just
he knew the schematic of the whole thing.
Bro, everything.
Wow.
And then after, like, okay, then I'm going to go here. I'm going to sit down with Showtime. I'm going to do a 5-minute interview with there. When I'm done there, and then just, like, it's not like someone's like, hey, Floyd, you're here now. No, he was like.
I love that.
Yeah,
and then when you hear him talk,
success
it's just like.
is not accidental.
No. Not especially long-term success.
Right.
When you see somebody who's able to stay relevant and keep it going, and you meet them in person, I don't give a fuck who it is.
Right.
It's always amazing.
Yeah.
I learned that on Mad TV when I met rappers that had been around a long time. Whether it was LL Cool J, Queen Latifah, MC Lyte, whatever it was back then, I had an idea of what a rapper was. I just did. It wasn't a prejudice idea, but it was an idea.
Right.
It was a strong idea that a rapper was somebody who would probably come late, somebody who had a diva complex, somebody, whatever it was. Just
they're black. Yeah, sure.
No,
I hear where you're going
it
with this.
was what it was. Like they were ghetto and stuff. And then I was around them and I watched them work and I watched the ones that were doing it. I was like, oh, you're smart as fuck. Not only are you smart as fuck, but you're disciplined as fuck.
It's the same thing across all boards, whether it's a fighter, actor, stand-up comedian, whatever it is.
Whatever
Businessman,
it's
their work ethic and their discipline is why there's no accident.
No.
There's no accident.
Nope. And that's why I love that book, Outliers, is because it's you realize that. You guys, even the people I don't like, the athletes or the actors, whoever it is, I think they got lucky. And I don't think they're talented. Guess
hilarious,
what?
huh?
It's ridiculous. Of course they're talented, and they've been in this. They've been at this a long time. And if somebody does get lucky and hit if you don't maintain some aspect of hard work and discipline, you're going to go away.
You worked with Sean Penn, and didn't you tell me that your script was all marked up because you had notes? Because when you work, as an actor, one of the things you don't know is actors, like when you come to a set, every line has a business around it, right? So it means something else.
Well, every line is a thought. Every line is a breath. Every line is a thought.
So Frank is a fucking workhorse like that. He'll take a script and he gets nuts about it and he breaks it all down. It's called breaking down the script. And any actor who's worth their salt, when you show up and you're working with Frank's working with people like Naomi Watts, Oscar winners like Mel Gibson, Sean Penn, and he said that he's there with Sean Penn. And they're doing the table read, and his script is all marked up, and he looks over at Sean Penn, and Sean Penn's script is also marked up.
And it's
Sean
like,
Penn?
of course, and it is. It's how much you put into it.
Yeah,
it's like
I think with Floyd too. Like I went in with a preconceived notion, like God, this guy hits women. He's just an idiot. He's just a really good boxer. Like he's stupid. So I went in and with the All Access team. And someone goes, hey, man, because they only let like 6 people in there on Showtime's end. And then Showtime's like, hey, get in there. Like, we want you to ask him a question. And before I was kind of nervous. I was like, this fucking idiot. And someone goes, hey, man, last time Floyd, if he doesn't recognize you, he's going to kick you out in front of everyone. Just want you to be aware. This lady told me that. She was dealing with, she goes, just want you to be aware. Like, if he doesn't recognize you and he thinks you're going to ask something that he doesn't know, he's going to kick you out in front of everyone. So don't be offended. And I was like, oh, no doubt. So I was a little nervous, kind of like, God, look at this asshole. And so he sits down and he just starts going through everything. And like 2 minutes in, I'm like, whoa, shit. This guy is the real deal.
He is
And it wasn't like
he's $1 billion.
It wasn't like when I was at like UFC scrum stuff like that. When I was involved with him, where you're just like, all right, what do you guys got? No. He fucking was like, this is how it's going down. This is what we're doing. This is the magnitude. Like literally, just told a story. There's no questions really. Wow. My only question was, I had some lame question about Justin Bieber, but whatever.
You did?
Yeah, he was like, get the fuck out. I was like, right away, sir. You didn't kick me out, but I did have a question about Bieber. Yeah.
That was a weird thing. What were they hanging out and learning?
Him and Bieber were friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you're that famous, it's like a small circle where no one needs anything from you.
Right.
So I think that's why it happened.
Again, there's another guy, Justin Bieber. It's like people make fun of him because he's the Biebs, but guess what?
He's talented.
He's so fucking talented.
How about Nick Jonas? You worked with Nick Jonas.
Yeah,
like
I watched the ascension of Nick Jonas.
Yeah.
When he came onto Kingdom, which he barely got on. I mean, if I had my druthers in the beginning of casting, it wouldn't have been Nick Jonas.
Because you had an idea.
I had an idea that he's a little boy band kid, and I don't, nothing against him. I never met him. Yeah. And then he came in with 30 other dudes, and he read with me. He was the last one. I've told the story 1,000 times, but I've
never heard it, Frank.
He was the best.
Really? By far.
And he worked harder than everybody.
There you go.
Right? And when he left, I looked at him, I looked at everybody and go, he got the job. It's his job.
He's a monster.
Yeah.
And
then he became Nick Jonas, a solo singer while he was on Kingdom. And I watched that ascension and how hard he'd go from working with me from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. or something,
and working
then
out.
Go to the studio. He'd be working on an album, working out, learning, trying to learn fighting. It was like all day the kid was working.
Yeah.
So
he's such a talent.
You got to respect.
He plays every instrument pretty much.
He's a beautiful
freak,
kid.
Yeah,
he's
he's
a
a monster.
great person. Yeah.
With a good sense of humor too.
What else you got, Jen?
Boom.
So a local donut shop in Seal Beach. Both of the owners are married Cambodian immigrants. The wife had an aneurysm. She's currently in the hospital. Locals found out about it and are buying donuts out super early in the morning so the husband can go be with her at the hospital.
Oh, damn. That's cool, man.
That is.
And they're selling out the donuts?
Community.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
That's community.
Is this Seal Beach, California?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's a Cambodian community, probably. They're all
That's
Yeah,
cool, man.
donut shops are Cambodian.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Cambodia.
Wonder what their donuts are like.
I think the normal, like, yummy donut, like, generic.
Have you had, what is it called? So the donut on Schooled, I forgot to tell you this. They brought a donut truck where they make the donuts from scratch, and they're on Santa Monica. They're in
Sidecar?
Santa Monica.
Sidecar?
Sidecar. Is that what it is?
Yeah, hold on. Yeah, no, it's 2015.
Hold on. Go to Sidecar.
Let me tell
just
Brian.
see.
Yeah,
It's the best
Sidecar
donuts I've ever had in
bro.
my life. It's the
I've been
cinnamon.
going there for 5 years.
It's the butter and salt.
This guy.
Hold on.
He's late to every game.
Dude.
Hold on.
I'm not kidding.
Johnny come late.
I'm not
man.
sure it's Sidecar.
Right. He goes,
Sidecar donuts off Santa Monica.
He goes, wait.
It's amazing.
Santa Monica and 7.
Levi's? Are those Levi's?
Are those-
Levi's make jeans?
Sidecar.
Kanye West is into shoe
Yeah,
making
that's it.
now?
Sidecar. That shit's the best I've ever had in my life.
Buy a hands down.
Dude.
Have you had their donut holes?
Yes, I freaked out though. They were making them.
Guys,
that's
do they
it.
have paleo donuts?
They brought that truck on my fucking set, and I go, I'm not eating donuts, and she was rolling them out, and the woman had.
Look at that.
I tried it.
That Bradley Cooper?
Yes, it is. The cinnamon butter,
cinnamon sugar
or
one.
whatever.
The best.
Holy fuck!
Game changer.
I'm
It's
freaking
like a
out.
Cake donut.
Oh my god,
The best.
Yeah.
it's so good.
The best donuts.
I couldn't take it. It was so good.
Fuck Blue Star
Look
donut.
at
can
that.
Suck
Look,
my
They can
dick.
all suck my dick compared to that. That one too. That's the Huckleberry.
Yes, it
or
is.
some shit.
I'll be your Huckleberry.
I want that right now. And they were hot. I'm talking too loudly, but I freaked out.
Yeah.
God
Also, I've been going
damn
there for
it.
5 years, so it's whatever, dude.
Hey, Frank, let's go and watch Frank not eat donuts. You'll be like, I don't put
Frank, are you on
flour
a
and
strict
sugar.
diet all the time still?
He's a
I don't
freak.
consider it a diet. I just don't eat donuts. And I buy them for my kids on the weekend.
What do you eat? Just like lettuce and
I don't
beef
eat
jerky or
lettuce,
some
Bubba.
shit?
No, I
No
eat,
grains, dude.
I eat
Keto style?
paleo. Yeah.
Yeah.
That city, man. What else you got, Jen?
This one.
So, on a Polish variety show, a contestant came on to perform Hotline Bling, and he decided to do it looking like this.
And he was a white guy before? A Polish white guy?
Polish.
Let me see this. He kind of looks like him. This is on like America Got Talent or some shit. The crowd has no problem with it.
No. There's not a history of it in that country.
It's terrible.
He's not really singing, though.
Is he not?
He's singing.
He's singing.
Yeah. You like it?
It sounds like he's a little slow, though, huh?
Yeah.
He's not black?
No. He's a white guy who painted himself black, Frank.
He's doing blackface.
Yeah, he's doing blackface.
I think it's about the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life.
I think
like the dancers in the background.
I think he has a touch of the downs.
There's something.
There's something missing there.
There's something. He did get a double thumbs up.
Chromosomally, you mean?
Yeah. Whoa.
It's a fake Adele.
Is that?
There's a bunch of like.
Oh, there's fake. Is there? All people are dressed up as someone.
That's it looks like it.
Oh,
She's supposed to be Adele.
Yeah.
That crowd didn't.
Let's go ahead and see the Brazilian TV though. The girls with the pasties, and I want to.
No. He's gonna get a virus. Keep going. Keep going. Yeah.
You want some more?
He's
You guys
so
good?
much more rational and smarter than you because you think with your emotional brain and he doesn't.
Dude, you're an expert. Was that my amygdala working?
Let's call it. Let's just call it the Amy.
Okay. Uh-oh.
So, singer Sinead O'Connor recently became a Muslim, and she came out and said that she does not want to have anything to do with disgusting white people anymore.
Sinead O'Connor.
They're my favorite kind of people. Now she's
people.
These people are fucking crazy. She's sick mentally though.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
she's threatening suicide and all that stuff.
Yeah.
At least she found something where she's gonna keep on keeping on. You know, I don't give a fuck. Muslim, whatever religion.
Here's what she said. I'm terribly sorry. What I'm about to say is something so racist. I never thought my soul could ever feel it. But truly, I never want to spend time with white people again. If that's what non-Muslims are called, not for one moment for any reason. They are disgusting. Interested to see if Twitter bans this when it allows people like Trump and Milbank to spew the satanic filth upon even my country. She's not well.
Yeah.
Forgive me. Sometimes the Lord needs dirty workers. Hashtag not as fucking crazy as she looks.
Well, that's what.
Well, hashtag even crazier than I thought.
Well, yeah, that's what ISIS does. They go, I'm going to kill this village. I'm going to cut their throats, and because this is
Correct.
God's work.
This is God's work.
So she's behaving
because they're
exactly
God's dirty workers.
Yeah. So if they're disgusting, what the next step when you say a group of people are disgusting, is that they have to be removed, and that next step is we kill them. Now it's bad, but don't worry because what we're actually doing is cleaning the world of disgusting people. It's as old as time, which is why. Read history, you'll realize she's not original.
But this is a white person who wants to get rid of white people.
She's a crazy person.
She's whiter than white. She's translucent. That's how white she is.
Yeah, Sinead O'Connor is I'm not going to vote for her if she runs for office. I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
You're probably not buying her next album.
Liked you in the 80s. And now maybe just...
What was it like to be in the 80s? I wasn't born until...
No, I know. I know, you're young.
What else you got, Chin?
Why is her name Shahada?
Because she changed her name like Lindsay Lohan. Remember when Lindsay Lohan was trying to save those kids? She's like, please. Remember that?
Yeah.
And everyone's like, where the fuck?
Yeah, she's a little crazy.
You see Lindsay Lohan?
She has an
She's in
accent
like the
now.
Middle East. She has a Middle Eastern accent.
She has an accent.
She does?
Oh, it's classic.
Yeah,
she lives in the Middle East?
Yeah.
She lives in Dubai, I think. And she's married to a
No, she dated a guy who was from the Middle East, and then she got an accent.
Yeah.
And then she was like she's like, no, please.
This is why I'm a nihilist.
What?
You're a nihilist? Yeah. Yeah, well, whatever. Anyway.
Yeah, so the FDA is approving a new opioid that even the FDA advisory committee said they warned against. It's called Zosuvia. It's 10 times stronger than fentanyl.
Jesus.
Wow.
That'll work out.
Highly.
Fentanyl caused like over 30,000 deaths, overdose, something like that, something crazy like that.
What a crooked business, man.
So you do realize this, right?
Well, what is this? This might be for something very, very important.
It's for hardcore, it's hardcore pain.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be only for medical facilities and doctors just to do there.
Yeah, I'm sure it has a good use.
Well, I'll tell you something. I'm in hardcore pain right now.
But the advisory committee thinks that it's going to get outside of that. It's they call it divertible. Yeah,
of course.
And they say they think that within the first few months there will be a lot of deaths.
People,
but it was approved.
With some powerful chemicals.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
What else you got, Jen?
You want some more?
Yeah, man. We keep saying we want some more.
Jeff Sessions
I thought you guys
just
had
retired.
balance.
Who?
Attorney General just retired.
That's freaking awesome.
Yeah, today.
Democrats won the House, right?
I believe the Democrats won the House. The Republicans controlled the Senate still. So it's still,
So.
Yeah.
Don't get carried away.
They didn't win it.
Xbox.
Last night they were saying.
Mario Mello. He choked to death doing a croissant eating contest.
Ex-pro boxer
very
Mario
sad.
Mello chokes death at a croissant eating contest. Croissants are dry, bro. This is him dying?
Yeah, but it's very, very bad to watch.
Let me see it. Well, he just probably falls down, yeah?
It's just a lot of panic. See, it's really sad to watch. They're trying to, like...
No one knows the Heimlich?
It won't come out.
This is awful.
And they had, like... There's a doctor and a firefighter that was in the crowd that ran up to him, but they didn't have any, like, professionals. And
Do you
this
know
is
what
in
you're supposed to do in that
Aires.
situation that's fucked up? You actually cut right here and put a straw in the trachea and breathe for the person.
Oh,
good luck with that.
With that, I think I've got to go.
Do you know that? That's what you do.
Well, you try the Heimlich first.
Guys,
Of course you do.
I'm going to do legs.
You are?
Yeah.
I carry a straw and a small razor. Frank Grillo,
We gotta
wanna-
do reads anyways. Frank has to go.
Frank, thank you for FightWorld is the show on
FightWorld
Netflix.
on Netflix. He's
I've
all
watched
over.
every episode. It's unbelievable.
Thanks
One of the
so
best.
much.
Yeah.
Thank you really so much.
Thank you, sir,
guys.
for coming on, brother.
And I'd like to talk about some of the movies I have. No, I'm kidding.
I understand. What are the movies? Go,
You're the best, brother.
Rage against the night, my friend, and get your legs strong. 405. Congratulations.
Wow, dude.
Ass to grass, Frank?
Want to feel it?
Yeah, I want to feel that. Look at that. Damn, it's super damp, and there's some poo.
And right here is where Frank Grillo leaves, and Theo Von makes a surprise visit.
I'm finding out.
And that girl.
I'm finding out today. I'm finding out today. So yeah, can you do it
today, bro? You're talking to somebody who tells the same.
Well, that was Frank Grillo, but good news, Theo Von just stopped in to say hello. He goes, I'm just going to bother you guys. And he's here to do just a couple things. I guess he's going to do a couple of impressions. Theo, can you do, I think you have a Chris D'Elia impression.
Dude, you just burst in here.
Is that
That's
Chris
your
D'Elia?
Chris
That's
D'Elia?
so good, dude. Jeez, that's so
Man.
Is that Chris?
Is it Chris here?
His hair's longer than mine and
It's
different.
true.
I swear to God, for a second, I thought that was Chris D'Elia. I was so on it. Now, what would be, can you do an impression of, like, say, me?
Let me see. Brian Callens?
Yeah.
Brian Callens.
Romania. My cousin, the beekeeper.
God, that looks, that's,
Man, I don't.
That's amazing. Romania and beekeeper, I say a lot.
I thought it
do
was
have a
Brian
cousin.
for a second. I thought, are there 2 Callens in this room?
Why were you going like this with your fingers? You
Are
were
there
pushing them
2?
up in the air like that.
Holding the world up.
Oh, okay.
Somebody's got to do it because Brendan.
Okay, that's so good.
It's almost like Andy Kaufman.
What, do you
Chris always does it. He's like 9 legs when he comes in here.
He's like an
You're
octopus.
oh my God.
That's exactly what he does.
Hold my leg, Brendan.
Do you have a Brendan impression?
Let me see.
This is so impressive.
I mean, it's spot on, dude.
yeah.
I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad about it.
Wow.
Dude.
Black Rifle Coffee. Fancy shoes.
Well, that was dude.
I'll get Cobbs this Friday and Saturday.
Is that me?
Yes.
Is that
dude,
me?
That's it. Do you feel like you just heard yourself? I was doing like Brendan?
You should put on Saturday Night Live now.
Because you're like, like that, which is how you speak.
I'm just joking too, man. I'm just joking, guys. That's kind of mean.
No, it wasn't mean. It was really good. Well, what are you doing today?
brother?
Not much, man. Actually,
you
car
do?
ran out of gas when I pulled into the lot. So I'm waiting on a gas guy.
You gotta figure
AAA.
that out.
But,
I'll have to pay. Yeah, I do actually.
what do you do during the day? Do you work out? Do you have a hobby besides
I
comedy?
get going usually.
Yeah.
I get going.
Okay.
Oh, how was Buffalo?
Decent. Our Buffalo was good.
It's a cool spot, right?
Oh yeah.
Did you get some chicken wings?
Nope. I didn't do anything, man. I walked down the street.
Stay at the haunted hotel? Like legit haunted hotel.
They wanted me to come
Yeah.
there in the winter, but I can't do it. Do you
Your
have to take
skin
2
can't
planes?
handle it, probably.
No, my skin cracks.
Yeah.
My skin's a little too old.
You can buy another layer off. I mean, dude, you
Yeah,
fly
you
down
can
to
figure it out, dude.
Honduras, bro.
Yeah.
My sister looked at me the other day. She looked at my face and she went like this. I go, what are you doing? She goes, I'm looking at your face. And I go, okay. And she goes, you need to drink a lot of water.
Wow.
And I go, what do you mean? She goes, it just looks like somebody took all the water out of your face. She goes,
Stevie hasn't seen you in a while. When you went to the bathroom, he goes, is Brian eating?
God damn it. Yeah, he's always telling me I don't eat enough.
Yeah, maybe you could have different stuff. Brendan does look a little bit healthier.
Thanks, dude.
They should have a health meter behind each one of you guys.
Where it's like this and stress meter.
Yeah.
Mine would be all.
Buffalo was dope though, right?
Yeah, Buffalo was good, man.
Did you have a good opener? I forget the guy's name. Older dude, big guy, works at a correctional facility.
No, I don't think I got a kind of a chubby guy. Looked like the dude from Rascal Flatts, but was
he hilarious?
Not hilarious.
Oh wow,
nice guy though. Definitely seemed like a nice guy. Maybe a guy like kind of like a maitre d' at like a Dave and Buster's or something.
But shouldn't be doing stand up.
Should not be doing stand up.
He's gonna hear this.
Sometimes
people. Really, you started it.
No, I said.
And I think he's a great guy too. He seemed like a nice guy.
I'm up too late.
Nice hair. Yeah, I think it was him, Gary LaVox.
That's pretty cool. You got the lead.
Well, maybe
singer.
he's starting. Maybe he needs some time.
That guy looks like Guy Fieri's dick. Look at that guy.
The guy looks like a fucking eraser.
But let's not be too mean.
You're right. Actually, that guy seemed like a decent guy. Look at him.
He's talent though, like a motherfucker.
Oh, extremely
Life
talented.
is a highway. I want to ride it all night long. You know that, Jim?
Oh, I used to come to
You never
that
heard
song
that
in my
song?
room.
Brian's never heard that song.
Why would you come to that song?
I mean,
this
I
is
was
the part with the highway. This is the part with the highway.
I was just hitting rest areas at the house.
What's the weirdest thing you said when you've
Guys, I gotta go.
I used to say I'm sorry when I come.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, my bad. I go. My bad.
I'm that early comer, dude. If you find me in some pussy, I haven't made a damn. Dude, nobody doesn't make a damn in some pussy like me.
That's good, dude.
Oh, I'm horrible at sex, dude.
I don't know. You seem like you're an athletic kid.
Beekeepers.
Beekeepers. So good.
This is like Spider-Man.
That's such a good impression of Brian Callen. What? Am I writing a what?
Alopecia.
Alopecia. I'm not losing my hair like that. I didn't take my.
I'm just being mean.
It's hilarious. Where you at this weekend, dude?
This weekend I'll be in Salt Lake City. It's already sold out.
Yeah, Wise Guys.
Yeah, man, I'm excited. You been there?
I was just
I love
there.
it there.
Is
Keith
it
Stubbs.
awesome?
Keith Stubbs, the owner.
Yeah,
The
Keith
guys.
is the best.
Yeah.
I was there 2 weekends ago.
Keith is cool.
I love that club.
Where you at after that?
I'm excited. After that, Lexington, Kentucky in December.
Is that sold out?
Nope.
Lexington.
What club is that?
Comedy Off Broadway.
Yeah.
Is there a Broadway out there?
Been
or-
there?
I've been there.
What happened?
Oh, is that?
I've been there.
Oh, yeah.
What happened? That's where Paul Revere went. You
No,
know?
I was thinking about No, you went to. Is that this? That's spot in Alabama. That I'm thinking of Nassau.
That's maybe Nassau. Yeah, that's Alabama.
NASA's in Alabama. Can you believe that?
Yeah. I saw a guy
is
in
weird.
Alabama walking around with an AK-40, no, an M16 around his shoulder, and you're allowed to carry that.
Really?
I'm not kidding. I saw him walking with a gun
He's probably a father.
strapped around like a assault rifle
He probably has a couple children.
out in the open.
Dude, it's heady down there. There's
I was
huge
like, what the
animals
fuck
down
is going
there.
on here?
You lose a kid to a wild boar on a nature hike. I mean, that's kind
I
of
would carry AK-47 in Alabama.
You gotta have
bro.
a piece
in
on
a
you.
heartbeat.
Yeah, people biting and
You should always be strapped.
Texas too.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm sure Comedy Off Broadway. When I was there, they were doing construction, so maybe they've built it up a little bit. Pull up Comedy Off Broadway.
There was a leak when I was there last
I think
time
I sent
inside.
you a video of my experience.
There was a leak inside.
Yes, something like that. So I was there when it wasn't
What,
ready.
leaking?
It was going through a transition.
Is this place?
Oh, yeah. There you go. Yeah, it looks like a real trap house, huh?
I don't know.
It
if
looks
that's
like
the
a
place.
Danny's.
Yeah, I don't remember if that's the place.
It really does.
I shouldn't shit on it because I'm sure I'll be there like a few months after you.
There are a number of, but Lexington, Kentucky is pretty cool.
Oh, yeah, Lexington is a really cool city.
Yeah.
Jared Lorenzen came out to the show last time I was there. Remember
He's
him?
the best.
Who's
300
that?
pounds.
I don't know
Yeah.
who that is.
That big,
Dude,
chubby
you should
quarterback.
do a podcast with him out there.
Oh, that wouldn't be a bad idea.
It's a good idea.
Quarterback?
People would probably love to hear what he's up to. Yeah. He was like a 700-pound quarterback.
He's doing something cool now. He was the starting quarterback for Kentucky at like 300 pounds. Played for the Giants for a little bit. Mm-hmm. I think he's playing some. He's even bigger now. Have you seen him?
No.
Is he still playing?
There's like a 30 for 30. He's playing like Arena League 7 or some shit.
What's his name?
Jared Lorenzen. Yep, that's it.
Jared?
Wow.
Jared
You can only
Lorenzen.
get so big before you just go back to heaven, dude. That's how God works it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's limits on the human body.
Oh.
And he like to push those limits.
Yeah.
That's him as the starting quarterback at 300 pounds
What?
in the SEC.
Wow. That's a big fella.
Imagine.
Now,
fucking
there's a
that guy.
reason why quarterbacks aren't 300 pounds.
Because they have trouble ambling out of the way.
Look
That's
at him
him to
right
the
there.
left now.
Oh, and he's playing professional football, though. And he's playing professional.
Well, no. Well, he did play professional.
Okay.
You can see his skin asking God for help.
Yeah,
that's a big dog.
That's a guy who likes to eat. He's just a big boy.
Bro, he looks like a human version of a bulldog, an English bulldog. He looks like a human bulldog.
He looks like he has my eyes, but I'm 51.
You wish you had those eyes.
Why?
He has handsome eyes, bro. He has blue eyes.
He does have blue eyes.
You can't see him, is what I'm saying.
They call him the baby blue bull. Look
my
at him.
eyelids seem to be falling and covering and I need to get my eyelids.
You know what?
Up.
He looks like he smells.
Well,
really?
Don't you think?
They call him Little Wyoming. The dude is huge.
He's so big.
Little Wyoming.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks like a big fella.
He had a fucking cannon for an arm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's obviously a hell of an athlete.
Dude, his arm, somebody said one of his arms weighed 70 pounds. How crazy is that?
Is that true?
Yeah, how crazy is
his arm?
He's 300 pounds. Bro.
His arm weighed 70 pounds.
It's 140 pounds arms.
That's amazing.
See, that's him now. He's doing something for the River Monsters. That's him playing for the River Monsters.
Dude,
you know the team, River
that's
Monsters.
him before dessert, bro. What are you talking about?
Bro, that's him now.
He's a hero. And I'll say this, one of the nicest guys, too, man, after we ripped him up here.
Get him on your show, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Tell him don't eat me. Is that it, dude?
Yeah, that's it, man. I got to go, guys.
Well, you're going to Kentucky, and I'm going to the Kentucky of California. I'm going to Sacramento.
Are you really? Yeah, dude. Everybody that looks like a missing person. I love Sacramento. Dude, you could just go around anywhere. You could put anybody on a wanted poster there, and if I could
anyone on a milk carton?
Oh,
like, I know that guy.
Everybody there looks like a missing person.
Oh, everybody.
Everyone looks like they're on the set of First 48.
Dude, I'm telling you, man. I've been doing this a long time. When I was watching you in Phoenix, it was inspiring. I started writing.
Oh,
I
thanks,
loved your
dude.
stand-up. Your
That's
new
nice
shit,
of you,
everything
bro.
you're doing is beautiful.
You're the best, brother.
Appreciate you guys having me, man. Thank you.
As good as it gets, Theo Von. Go see him because it's a treat. You're truly original.
Go see him in Kentucky because
Thanks, Brian.
Wise Guys is sold out.
Did you guys ever do Foxwoods or not?
Foxwoods?
Yeah.
Where's that at? Is that a casino?
I've done it twice.
You have?
Yep.
Is that
What'd
the
you think
casino
of it?
be?
No, it's in Connecticut. It's a great gig. I mean,
It is?
Yeah.
It's a short flight.
Yeah.
It's no. You'll fly into Hartford and then you'll drive about an hour.
Oh, wow.
I can't remember how it works. No, you'll fly into I think New Haven. Anyway, you'll figure it out.
Have you done New Mexico? I'm doing, I think, Santa Fe. Have you done that yet? Joey Diaz told me to do it.
That's Dreamcatcher country, dude. A lot of people
Green
making,
chili, bro. I'm trying to shit my pants.
Well, there's a lot of people making Dreamcatchers over there.
That's what I'm saying.
A lot
That's why
of
I'm going.
bootleg Dreamcatchers that don't work.
I'm going to sell dream catchers at the show that
I
me
could
and
see
my
you doing
brother
that.
made.
Oh, yeah, him and his brother.
Me and my brother Hans did.
Like he really has a brother. That's a scary thing, you know? He dresses up like another guy.
His brother's one of my favorite people in
Is
the
he
world.
really?
I fucking love his brother.
I never met his brother. Caleb? Jay? No.
If Jay lived here, I would spend most of my time with him. I'm not joking.
Oh, wow. Nice guy, huh?
He's not just a nice guy. He's super smart, and he whenever you're with him, like he knows everything. I
Yeah.
don't know. He knows everything. Oh, and by the way, down the fucking hang, no matter what. 2 a.m. Where? You want to go out for a drink? He goes, sure. And then he'll wake up at 5.
All the merch, everything's him.
Yeah.
He's a nice guy, huh? What's the difference between him
Smart
and
guy.
Brandon?
He's a smart guy.
Well, it's Brendan.
Sorry, Brendan. My bad, dude. My vowels are.
God, Brandon
what time of
is-
year is it? When they set back the clock, my tongue gets tricky.
What is the difference between you and him? Jay
You mean Jay?
Jay has something really special. Jay has the confidence to sit there and be a spectator and not want to be involved. He doesn't.
Wow.
He
wanna
doesn't
be
need the
famous.
limelight. That
he doesn't want
motherfucker.
Instagram.
Yeah.
He's on Instagram, but he's not posting pictures. He's not trying to make videos or
Yeah.
sell. No.
And
He's
Jay-
there for the cause of my success.
If you get in an argument with Jay about sports or anything, if you get in an argument, I've seen
better
him,
know your shit.
him and Brendan, you better know your shit because I'm going to tell you right now, you don't know more than he does.
Wow.
And he's going to win the argument. Like Brendan's pretty alpha and kind of.
Yeah.
Brendan will concede an argument to
I'll
him.
lose to him.
Like
Yeah.
he'll lose to him.
especially if it's sports.
Like you'll get
fighting,
yeah.
no, but any other
even
sport,
fighting, like he
fighting's
has
gonna
a
be tough
strong
for him.
point of view.
He'll have a strong point
and
but
knows his shit.
Yeah, he knows his
like
shit.
he'll say something to you like he'll say something, then you'll go that you never thought of in the argument.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't
yeah,
know.
he's smart.
Or, but I'll get, he's seen every one of my sets. He's been on every show I've ever done. He's seen every single set. I'll get done. I'll go, what do you think? He's the only guy who I'll listen to.
Yeah.
If I go, what do you think? He'll go, not your best.
There you go.
Then you know it's not your best.
Exactly.
Does he offer insights and stuff too?
No.
Does he have ideas?
Nope. No, never.
But that's cool though.
He's not the creative type
Yeah.
like that, but he knows when it's a good
He
show
knows when it
it's
works,
not.
when it doesn't.
Yeah. That's cool. You get to go
Like
spend time with your
frankly,
brother.
I'll be honest
Yeah, it's
with you.
great. My brother, he goes on the road with me. That's why I don't bring openers. I just bring him.
But this is going to sound
To me,
weird
it's me
too.
and my
that
brother
you-
chilling, hanging out in the cities, going around instead of an opener.
Let me put it this way. He said to me, he watched my special twice,
Mm-hmm.
and he said to me that he was very complimentary. the fact that he liked it that much meant as much to me as anybody out there.
Wow.
And I've had a lot of people in the business say, because I know, like, I respect his opinion. Yeah. So that was it.
Respectable guy. I look forward to meeting him.
The best.
Yeah, you'll be working with him, especially as we do more shows, Theo.
Yeah.
Like Sting and the King, or we do on the road again. Like he was going to come to Phoenix, but he was doing something. But he did all the merch. Like we did.
You have a brother or no?
No, I wish I did.
He has a sister that looks like his brother.
Jay's my brother, and when I'm with them, I go, "Hey, brothers."
Oh wow.
Hey, brothers.
So it feels real.
Yeah. Did he just
I
say?
dated a girl in 8th grade that looked like a woman.
What did he say about my sister?
Say you have a sister that looks like Jay Shaw.
I said you have a sister that looks like your brother.
That's actually not true, you fuck.
I'm just kidding, man. Just trying to make you guys laugh.
Sorry.
Dude,
I
my
was
first
like,
girlfriend looked like a boy, and when the bus would come, all the kids would hang out the window and just call us gay.
wait, what? Really?
Girlfriend. And I was so nervous trying
No.
to kiss her bye at school every day. And the kids would come from the older school and get picked up first, and they would come, and my brother and all his friends hanging out the window just waiting for me, like nervous as fuck, to try to kiss a girl who's taller than me.
Short hair?
Carried a baseball glove with very short hair.
Fuck,
dude.
She carried a baseball glove?
that.
Well, she was obviously, did she have a dick?
I don't think so, dude.
But
I never found
Hey,
out.
I had a conversation
She
with
had
Joey
small,
Diaz.
small tits.
I had a conversation with Joey Diaz. You were just on his podcast, right?
Yeah.
But I had a conversation with Joey Diaz. I watched his special, Degenerates, on Netflix, and I called him to tell him, because I was listening to him on Rogan, and I said, what makes Joey Diaz so special, and you're in the same kind of category, is your guys' memories. Your memory to be able to go back, remember certain details about your childhood, and all the stories, that's what makes you guys such great comedians. Like Joey Diaz will drop a story you've never heard before, and he'll be like, oh, fucking cocksucker. In 82, I was, and then you're like, in 82?
Yeah.
Like, I can't remember
I bought
what
some
I did.
aluminum foil in 82.
But then he'll name the guy who sold him the sandwich.
Yeah.
Exactly what he bought at the sandwich place. What he didn't get on his sandwich. What that guy said to him. Then his buddies outside, he'll name all the guys. And he's going through, and I went, it just hit me. I went, fuck, man, his memory's so ridiculous.
I wonder how that happens to people. Why they need that. Like, what?
They don't get punched in the face like me. And then I don't remember yesterday.
I didn't get punched in the face. I don't remember any of mine.
dang.
I don't remember any
Brandon.
I don't remember any details. If you asked me what year you and I met, I wouldn't have a fucking clue.
Yeah. Rogan's really good at it too, but different because you and Joey can go back the Rolodex. And like
Joey's a master,
but you're getting good, Theo. And you'll say something, and it'll trigger something in my childhood, and I'm like, "Fuck, I remember that." And then it helps me with my shit.
Yeah.
But listening to Joey, I'm like, "Fuck," and I call him like, "Dude, your special is so good, man. Your memory is you have the best memory of anyone I know."
Dude, what if Brian worked as your memory and sat on your shoulder and just told you all your memories of your past, and like,
That'd be
then
sick.
you told everybody,
Like a hormone monster.
If you keep losing weight and you keep gaining weight, it could happen.
Okay. And I'm just like the skeleton.
You're
man.
his conscience, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm thinner. I'm just the thin man on his
thin
You have,
evil
to cut
conscience.
you have to cut some of your shoulders and legs off.
Easy.
But you could do it. Yeah, easy, bro.
Easy.
Yeah, or I just wither, and I'm just on, and I'm like, don't do that.
Or you're like, I'm a ventriloquist, and I put my hand up your asshole.
Whoa,
and you're so small. And then when I go like this, you go.
I don't want to do that part. I don't like that.
Yeah, that's
part.
not it.
What, I thought that was
No, I want to. No,
Theo said to
you
do
brought
that.
ass play into it, and I just want to be attached to your back, and I'll go like this.
Oh, like a
when you're about
backpack.
to make a bad decision, you just hear me go, "Careful."
Oh no, dude! I'll be like a big old mama kangaroo and we'll put you in a pouch in the front because you're so stupid and small. And then whenever
Why
I'm
am
about
I
to
stupid?
whenever I'm gonna
said
say
small,
something, you
not-
pop up and go, "Don't do it," and pop down.
I don't
in my
wanna-
little pouch.
No, because I get claustrophobic.
Yeah,
I
that's
want to be on your
autism you're talking
fucking
about.
back.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a marsupial. I don't want to be in your fucking pouch. I want to be on your back like the monkey on your back. And I go,
Oh, like picking ants out of my head,
Careful.
going like this.
and if you're getting close to the answer, I go, getting warmer.
That'd be cool.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You guys got to grow up, man. I got to get out of here.
All right.
Love you, though. Thank you.
Love you, man. Later,
Theo
dude.
Vaughn, ladies and gentlemen. A bonus ending with Theo Vaughn. Thanks for the impressions,
Thanks
dude.
for the Nike and Pumas. You ruined my day.
You bet I'm going to go work on them.
Please.
There he is. Bonsoir.
Dude, where I come from, you wear Nike socks with Puma shoes, you got beat up.
Really?
It's the first thing I notice on people. If you wear a Nike sock with a Reebok, you got bullied at school,
Really?
man. Oh, dude. You kidding me?
You gotta stick to one brand, bro?
Uno. You don't wear two different companies on your feet, bro.
Damn, I'd get beat up.
Oh, you went last. Yeah, I know.
You went to an all-black high school?
A lot of black in my high school. Elementary was mainly.
Oh, elementary.
Elementary and middle school.
Was all black.
A lot of, yeah.
And how many whites?
Elementary
what
for
was
sure.
the ratio of black to white? Because when you think of Aurora, you think all white.
70-30.
Oh, wow.
Maybe 60-40, and you mix in a few Mexicans, a few Chinese kid, your token Chinese kid or something.
You had a very ethnic upbringing.
Yes,
A very urban upbringing. A very black
That's why
upbringing.
sports were important.
Yeah.
That's why fashion was important.
So you grew
That's
up
why getting your
competing
dick
against...
sucked was important.
Oh. Yeah, fashion. You grew up competing against primarily black athletes.
Yeah, all the time.
Interesting. All right.
Well, speaking of urban, I will be in Sacramento next next Friday, Saturday. Punchline. Get your tickets now. Friday, Saturday. Those tickets are almost sold out. Friday, Saturday. 2 shows Friday, 2 shows Saturday. And then after that, I'm in New York City, Gotham Comedy Club, New York City, November 30th through December 1st. And then I'm in New Mexico. I think it's Santa Fe, New Mexico, casino out there. That is December 7th and 8th. And then the Grand Old Hagoso, and both shows are almost sold out. Biggest theater I've ever done. Spreckles Theater, San Diego, January 19th. Shooting my 1-hour special for Showtime.
Yes.
Get your tickets now at tfatk.com. Also, as you guys are listening to this post today, tomorrow is the last day. They're almost sold out. There are 30 spots left for the pre-order of the Fighter and the Kid collab we did with Roots of Fight. I was rocking the jacket earlier. It comes with the jacket, the special hand-stitched fucking... if you're a Fighter and the Kid fan, it has everything.
Yeah,
everything. From the patches... The freaking gay owl patch, the certified dick diver, 10% gay, the California flag on the it's so well done. And it's pre-ordered, they're almost sold out. So with this, you get an Abbott Kinney Fight Club vintage gym bag, you get the vintage sweats, Roots Fight makes the softest sweats in the world. And then you get the dope ass coat. So it's a high price point, and it's because it's all handmade, very limited edition, and it's almost sold out. There are, I think, something like 25 spots left, and then we are all sold out. But tomorrow is the last day to place the orders, so you get them in January. There you go. tfatk.com, get them there. Rootsoffight.com, get them there. But either way, Sacramento, I will see you next week. Brian?
Buddy, I'm going to be hitting the road in February, and I'll talk about that when the time is right.
Yeah,
I better start writing some stand-up.
I was just saying, did you want to say, all right, so look forward to that, dude. This is The Fighter Kid with Frank Grillo and a surprise visit from Theo the Rat King Vaughn. We're out.